Welcome back to the channel, back down here on the little creek, and we're going to test out a Shimano knockoff I found on I also just realized the parking for this spot ain't going to be here much longer. This tree right here, half of that is not supported by anything, and that is a big one. Yeah, that's not going to be here much longer. Anyway, kind of shopping around, just looking for some other stuff really, and came across this reel and it looked pretty cool. Looks like a Shimano Knockoff, and I figured, you know what, let's buy it and see what it's all about. So let's check this out. Now this is not a bad looking reel at all. It's definitely a really rigid frame on it. The handle is really comfortable. Does have a metal spool unlike a plastic spool, but it does have some downsides that are pretty severe, in my opinion. Now, it's just my opinion. Everybody else has different preferences and stuff like that with reels. But anyway, the line that we put on it also came from the same website, and this is Fishing High. 3.8 pound test monofilament. There's supposed to be 546 yards worth of line there. There's no way that is. Let's get this thing on a rod, just for the heck of it. 6 foot ACC 2-piece rod. We're just gonna throw around a couple little bitty baits and see what all we can catch, see how we like it, and then go over the rod, or go over the reel at the end of the video. All right, we're not really looking for numbers of fish, just kind of playing around with this reel and this line, see what it's all about. Now it does have some heft to it. It is not a light reel, but overall so far, not too bad. This line is super soft, so I'm expecting it to cast pretty good. I don't expect it to have a lot of memory either because of that. And go figure, found a snag. All right, let's try to not repeat that. This water is going down quite a bit, so snags are pretty much inevitable. Hey, there we go. What are you? Oh, geez. That is 100% the biggest common shiner that I have ever caught. I have got to get a picture of that one. That is 100% the biggest common shiner I've ever seen. Let me tell you, these things are slimy. Jeez. I honestly thought that was a small largemouth. Alright, let's see if we can get back over yonder. I would prefer not snagging every couple of casts, but you know, when the water's dropping as fast as it is, you can't really do much about that. Ooh, something else that feels nice. Yeah, for this creek, it's not too bad. Beast mode. It hit it like it owed it money. But I've just got a little 64-ounce jig head with a black and red trout magnet on there. But so far, this reel, with this 6 foot ACC rod, it's a little bit heavy on this end because this reel is a little bit heavier. But I mean, it doesn't feel bad. The thing is, it's weird. This reel, like, it turns smoothly, but you can definitely feel the gears in there. So it's lacking some lubrication in there. But the handle, definitely comfortable. I like it fairly well so far. Oh, we got a fish. Thought I had a snag there. Another multi-species kind of day, it seems. Got us a open your mouth, peckerhead. Got us a yeller perch. Pretty good size one too for this creek. I have caught bigger out of this creek, but this is about the average on the upper end. Let's get it back. I don't have a clue where that went. This little goober just wasn't about that thing being down there. What are you? You are a very juvenile red ear sunfish. Definitely got a lot of the colors that a bluegill would have along the back, but the mouth is a little bit different on the red ear, and you got a little bit of that orange flat behind the ear. I'm real quickly realizing this rod is entirely too stiff for this, because this is I've got a 6-foot one-piece medium ACC rod, but it's a lot softer tipped than this thing is. So this rod's definitely stiffer. Well, we ain't caught squat in a good bit, which brings me back to a question I had asked in a previous video. Where the heck do these fish go? Like, this creek is only so big, like there's only so many places that they can go to. We're gonna try to make our way back here to this little back corner for a few minutes at least, and probably call her quits. Or just jump ship and go somewhere else. Oh, hell, I was reeling up to recast and one grabbed it and slung creek water in my eye face. I know that don't make any sense, but heat of the moment kind of thing. Pretty little red breast. Kind of surprised that they're still in here. Like, well, I mean, they're not going anywhere, because like this creek in a previous video, I was just stacking bodies with them. I think we caught like 35 or something like that in that one video, something along those lines. And I mean, even when this water is way up, there's only so many places that these fish can hide. They're going to stay in here. They're just finding somewhere that I can't get to. I kind of wish I had brought one more jig, or well, my jig box down here or back here with some like 1/32, just to get a little bit of extra distance, because I know there's a little bit of a deeper spot along that log over there, but as shallow as this creek has got here recently, I think 1/32 ounce heads would do more harm than good. Oh, fish, monster, king of the creek, and he's pooping something, and I don't want to touch it. That is a decent sized bluegill. Don't want the fish poopy on me. Now I could go for a couple more just to have a few extra catches, but I don't know. We got some thunder going on in the back here, so the storms are getting a lot closer. Of course, we are dealing with a little bit of a hurricane. Another fish. I think we're going to call it quits, or at least for this corner on this one right here, because it seems to be fairly on the dead side back here. And if you're wondering why I take pictures of all my fish, I've got a logbook. When I update my logbook, I delete the pictures off my phone. That way I don't have 487,000 pictures of fish on my phone. But anyway, let's try to get back to the vehicle without getting bit by a snake. Kind of surprised I hadn't been already. Fish. What are you? Oh, you're another yellow perch. Dang, this water's starting to get a little bit cool too, so that could be why a lot of them just aren't biting like they were a couple of days ago, because it was obviously warmer and you know, warmer water in these small creeks. You can kind of sort of see on the far side there, the water has come down about 1.5 feet like here recently, because you can still see where the water's, or the bank is damp. But see if we can get, it would help if I held onto my line while I cast. But see if we can get one more fish, and then we're gonna call her. All right, so far this line is not bad. It would definitely cast a little bit better if I had filled the spool all the way up, but I don't want to do that. I want to save some of that line for another reel. But so far the line is actually pretty good, and they say clear mono. This stuff right here is beyond clear. Like right now it's a little bit dirty from fishing in the creek, but fresh off the spool, this stuff might as well be 100% fluorocarbon, even though it's not fluorocarbon. It's just some cheap Chinesium monofilament. But this reel, after fishing with it for about an hour and playing with it at the house, just kind of taking it apart and looking at it, it has its upsides, it has its downsides. Would I recommend it? Yes and no, because there's much better options out there for about the same price, if not just a little bit cheaper. So we'll go over that at the end of the video. And there we go. Number whatever fish we're on today. I'll get you a picture real quick, send you back, and then go work on this little outro and a thumbnail, because I completely forgot to do that when I got here. I am really rough on equipment, this time by accident. Apparently, here recently when I was up at the Mountain Creek, I accidentally slammed my hatch on my GoPro, and fortunately it caught the frame, like the rubber silicone kind of part of the frame, but it hit with enough force that it screwed up the front screen, like those two little pieces there that you see on the corner. That's not the crack on the screen itself, that's or like the outside part, that's on the inside. So it still works. Every now and then I have to adjust the date and time and all that, but it's whatever. So yeah. Anyway, let's go over this reel real quick. But yeah, this makes 4 GoPros that I have, and only one of them works 100% the way it should, and that's my GoPro 5. But anyway, this reel, I mean, it's very similar to the Shimano Knockoff as far as the design of it goes. The color is a little bit different. The Shimano Knockoff does not have this little switch for the anti-reverse. The one thing that I was kind of impressed by with this reel is how rigid this frame is. Like, this is some rigid stuff. I don't know what it is, but there's no flex in that frame whatsoever. Does have a aluminum, metal, whatever frame. I don't know what this is actually made of. The drag is kind of, it's good, but it's annoying in a way. Like, I don't know if y'all can really see that, but there's that much play in between each click, and when you adjust it, the spool itself likes to twist. So I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it does have a good audible drag. and it does release fairly decently. There is still a unusual amount of pressure, especially, you know, with what comes with these cheaper reels, to actually get it to start releasing. But it's a good smooth drag for, you know, a $20 reel. It's not bad at all as far as the drag goes. This is the Takumi 5 something HT 1000. Supposedly a 5:2 to 1 gear ratio, but I don't believe that. I think they got that just by feel, really, because this handle is a little bit bigger, and that larger rotation there kind of picks up some of the speed. But this is not a 5:2 to 1 reel. I don't know what it is, but definitely ain't a 5:2 to 1. This little switch here, it does work, but it just feels like if you even think about this switch that it's going to break. It doesn't feel as solid when you select either side like some do when they have the metal parts on the inside of it. But overall, it's not bad. I do like this handle that's on it. It's really comfortable. It's really solid. Like, the only thing on this thing that really annoys me is it's one of those reels that's got that back slap to it like that. I do not like reels that do that. I want that instant, you know, stop. But overall, this is not a bad reel. I am not going to leave a link in the description to buy one of these, because apparently I got the last one and I went to look for another one in a different size and it's not there anymore. But I think these are available up to a 5,000 size. But yeah, nothing feels wobbly. Like, this was a $20 reel. If you were to not know any better and just go pick it up, not see a price tag, you would think this was a $40 or $50 reel. The one other thing that annoys me about this reel, and it's not that big a deal, it's just I'm so used to, you know, the nicer reels from that 80 to 200 price range, and it's like the better bearings that they have is what made me notice this. Most of those nicer reels will keep spinning smoothly and, you know, to a very gradual stop when you let go of the handle. With this one here, it doesn't do that. Even with very light pressure, it doesn't continue spinning like, say, a Shimano Stratic would, which is actually made to continue spinning to kind of help the angler with, you know, catching up line or slack line and stuff like that. But overall, it's not a bad reel. I think this is actually closer to a 2,000 size reel, because the overall size is much bigger and the spool is a little bit bigger than a typical 1,000. But, you know, what they call a 1,000 over there is probably different than what we call 1,000 here. But overall, I would say this is a solid 6 out of 10 reel. Now, you may like one a little bit better if you just happen to come across one of these. But overall, it's not a bad reel. It's not one that I'm going to put in rotation regularly, but it's not bad. I just wanted to check out, see what the knockoff Shimano reels were actually about, because there's several on there, even for the Stratic and the Daiwa Exist, and I think that's what it's called. But the higher end reels for both brands. But as far as what you could buy at Walmart in comparison to this reel, I would say the Abu Garcia Silver Maxes, or the Max Z's, or whatever they're called now, are a pretty comparable reel to this if you wanted to go that route instead of waiting 2 weeks to get it through the mail. So anyway, I'm gonna get home, get this video put together, and get it started on the upload, because my internet sucks most of the time. Anyway, hope you liked the video. If you want to check out some more creek fishing videos that are here on the channel, go check out my playlist. I've got a bunch of different playlists that cover a very wide variety of topics, from creek fishing to catfishing to gear reviews, unboxings, stuff like that, and some stuff that's not really fishing related. But the knockoff Shimano Noski, not too bad of a reel. Kind of impressed with it. It'll be a good beater reel for like a bait rod or something like that, or, you know, something cheap for, you know, a beginner. But anyway, again, hope you liked the video. We'll see you in the next one.